Hi, my name's Julie. I'm a professional counselor in South Carolina. I'm here with my co-therapist, Ed. And we're going to continue talking today about boundaries, in particular time boundaries. How do we say no to that extra request? How do I place appropriate boundaries around my time so that I don't grow in resentment to the people who are demanding more of me than I'm really able to give? Sit back and let's learn together. So time boundaries is what we're going to be exploring today. And setting boundaries around my time and my energy are effective ways for me to remain in control of my life and my energy expenditure, and also in a roundabout way, my attitude toward life. If I am able to fully evaluate and understand when I have the energy to say yes to something and I say yes to what I want to do, then I'm happy with that. If I'm stepping out and I'm saying yes to things that I would rather be saying no to, I'm going to be getting pretty angry and resentful. So we want to be able to evaluate for ourselves how we spend our time and our energy, with our work and our hobbies and our family and our free time and our self-care. We need to be able to fully evaluate and determine what I spend my energy on, because only I know how much energy I have inside of me. Remember, what's inside of here, that's what I speak up for. You get to speak up for what's inside of your skin, what you spend your time and your energy on. Now remember, just like any other boundary that we're setting, when somebody comes to you with a request for more of your time, for more of your energy, they've got a request from inside of them. And if you're giving them a no because you can't, you're caring for yourself, and you evaluate what they're asking and you can't give that, and you give them a no, they might not be happy with that because they're making a request from their need. Just because they're upset doesn't mean that your no should be a yes. So we need to really be able to evaluate what it is we're looking at for our time. And again, my time and energy level is going to vary over the course of weeks and days and even time of day. If you come to me early in the morning, I'm going to have more energy than I do at the end of my workday. And maybe some of you are like that, but maybe some of you don't have the energy in the morning, but at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, I'm all revved up and I'm ready to go. And only you can speak up for you and what you want to spend your time on. So how do we set them? How do we set these boundaries around time? It's kind of a weird concept to think about. Well, if we sit down at the beginning of our week and really evaluate, all right, so I'm going to look at these blocks of time. I have so much time I have to spend at work, and these are the hours that I'm at work. And then I have appointments that I have to go to. Maybe I've got doctor's appointments that I need to go to. And so I'll put those on my time block. And I know I have date night with my husband, and I have time that I want to spend with friends, and I want to be able to get out for a run several days a week. Right now I'm doing PT for my back because I sit a lot at this job. So I have these things that are on my calendar. And then once I have everything on the calendar, I look at that and I go, how much free time do I actually have for other things I might want to do? Creative pursuits, perhaps, or that spur of the moment thing, or grocery shopping, or other things I need to do. So once I have these time blocks down, then I can fully evaluate when somebody comes to me with a request. I have a better idea of how much time I really do have to do something extra. And while what the person is coming to me and asking me to do might sound like a really good idea, I might not have the time to do that. Knowing in advance how much time I'm spending in other areas can help me determine in advance what my answers might be to somebody else. It gives me a little more information in the back of my mind. Another thing that we need to be aware of is what else is going on in our lives. Things like a move or a job change or grief all carry a certain weight on our energy. They might sap our energy in different kinds of ways. So we need to be aware of that too, where I may have more energy when I'm not experiencing those things. When I am experiencing those things, my energy might be lower and I need to spend more time recuperating than I normally would. Another way we can protect our time is by understanding the boundary between work and home. Technology is great. We can reach out this way. You can learn about boundaries online. I can see clients online. Like, it's a really cool thing. But the other side of that two-edged sword of technology is that we are accessible everywhere we go now. We're carrying our smartphones with us. Our friends can reach out to us, but work can too. Our work email pings and we read it and we might respond to it. So that work-home delineation isn't there as much anymore, but it can be. You know, if we are to maintain healthy boundaries and be with our family when we're supposed to be with our family and be at work when we're supposed to be at work, we can do things like setting up an automatic response from our email or from our work telephone number that gives the people who are sending us a message an expectation, a realistic expectation of when we're going to get back to them. You know, maybe that automatic response of, you've reached out to me after regular business hours, I'll get back to you when I'm in my office tomorrow within the next 24 hours. Giving them a realistic expectation for when you are going to reach back. If we've never done that with colleagues and clients within our workplace, then there's going to be a learning curve for them as well. If I've always answered emails and texts immediately, then I need to let them know, hey, you know, I haven't been doing a good job with boundaries and I need to protect my time and my energy. So I just want to let you know in advance, I'm no longer going to be responding to those things outside of my regular work hours. They'll get used to it. The other piece of technology too is, you know, these are smartphones. There's a lot of fun that can be had on our smartphones. And we may sit down and we might start scrolling on Facebook or watching TikTok videos or scrolling through Instagram. And we don't realize how much time technology can steal from us because we just sit down for a second and before long, a couple of hours have gone by. We can set limits on our own time on technology by setting up our smartphones with timers for those different apps, and they just shut off when you've reached your allotted time. That way we're not wasting time that we actually would like to be using for other healthy pursuits. So how do we answer somebody when they come to us with a time demand? These are great parameters to set for ourselves, but we also have to interface with people who are asking for our time, right? So if somebody comes to you and they are asking for you to engage in another project or go speaking here or go and do this thing, and while it might sound like a good idea and it is within your wheelhouse, you have done the time blocking and you've got your own special projects going and you just can't do that right now. So you can reach out back to them again, particularly if they reached out by email, with a helpful no. So what's a helpful no? A helpful no is, thank you so much for reaching out to me. It does sound like a phenomenal project and I appreciate you thinking of me for that, but I don't have time to be engaging with something else right now. Maybe you would like to reach out to this person or this person. They are also involved in that field. You know, it's a helpful no. It's, I really appreciate you thinking of me. I can't do it. Here's some people who could, right? You're not leaving them kind of in the lurch. Just something to think about. But what if they ask you, like, right in front of your face, hey, can you do this? It's one thing to be sitting behind a computer and to give yourself that space, and you might even walk away from the computer and go, oh, they know I've got all of this stuff going on. Why are they asking me to do these things right now? So we can, if somebody is in front of us, we can ask them, particularly if we are recovering people pleasers, and we've always said yes to every request we've ever had. If we would like to say no to something, but we can't say no to them right away, we can say to them, let me get back to you on that. And they might go, oh, okay, yeah, cool. But they might go, no, I need an answer right now. And so if they need an answer right now, my go-to was, if you need an answer right now, then the answer has to be no. because I need time to look at my calendar and determine, am I really able to do what it is you're asking me to do? Again, we're protecting our time, we're protecting our integrity, and we're protecting our level of resentment. Because if I say yes to something I should have said no to, I am going to be upset with myself. I'm not going to be all in. I might even be upset with you, and it's not your fault. You didn't know everything else I had going. But if I can say, let me get back to you on that, or no, outright, because I know I've done my time blocking, I know how much energy I have, I know what else is going on in my life that is sapping my energy, and I really can't do that right now. Remember, I'm the only person who can speak up for me. You are the only person who can speak up for you. Man, I hope you do that. And I hope that you join me again here at Orange Therapy on YouTube, where you are welcome, just as you are.